What a hot summer we're going through. Hey, it's July. It's my birthday month. Now we're going to start taking a look at the turtles individually. I'm going to start with my favorite turtle of the bunch. We're going to go take a look at today, Best Action Michelangelo. Cowabunga dudes, it's geeking time. We've taken a look at Bebop and Rocksteady. We've taken a look at April O'Neil and the Foot Soldier. We've taken a look at Krang and his android body. We've taken a look at Casey Jones, Taka and Razar. All the figures that I have in my collection from the Best Action line. Well, all that's left are the turtles, and I didn't want to do them two in a row. I want to give the spotlight on each individual turtle. I thought it would be only fair. The only characters now that I'm really missing in the Best Action line was, okay, I am missing Shredder, I'm missing Krang and the Walker. There are some new comic book versions of characters like the Rat King. There's Janeka that's out now. So I think I'm only missing those two characters, which is not too shabby when you think about it. Maybe even the deluxe 6-inch Super Shredder, but I already have a Super Shredder from NECA. So I figured, you know what, it would be a lot of fun to take a look at the turtles individually. Stick around to at the end of the video, because I'm going to let you know at the end of the year what we'll all be taking a look at once all the 4 Turtle Brothers have been taken a look at. But today we're taking a look at Michelangelo, my absolute favorite turtle of the group. You would think that I would save him for last. No, I decided to do Michelangelo first because it is July. It's my birthday month, and I decided, hey, you know what? He's my favorite turtle. So let's start with him. So, we're going to take a look at Michelangelo. I got a couple of other Michelangelos here, that are 2 of them that are packaged and one's that's loose, that we'll compare him to. Take a look at all the articulation and all the detail. Let's just have fun with it. So here today is our look at the Best Action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Michelangelo. So here he is, Michelangelo. We saw him rotating on the platform, but we might as well take a look at the box and the aspect of the packaging, like we always do with these figures. I personally am an inbox collector, so I also like to measure the packaging and tell you guys how the dimensions are. So if ever you want to display it in the packaging, or if you want to hang it up on the wall, like that, you know how much space it's going to take. Before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. You got a nice little shot of Toonie Mikey right there. On the side, you have a shot of the turtles themselves. That's just the bottom, information, barcode. And in the back is a read-up of Michelangelo. So 31 points of articulation, as they always say. Swivel bicep and thigh joint, double knee, shoulder, and elbow joints. Ball joints for maximum posability. Get in the pit and play. Incredible sculpt details. So here's everything he comes with. Michelangelo, Mikey, is the impressionist, practical joker, and class clown. He soaks up all kinds of info from radio, TV, video games, etc. He's also the most athletic, but the least excited when it comes to training. Michelangelo's weapon of choice, the nunchaku, a fellow chucker.
Oh, a fellow chucker, eh?
All right, so let's go ahead and take a look and see how the dimensions, of the packaging. Let's get my measuring tape here. So if we measure it across, the packaging is 5.5 inches, and all the way to the top, you're looking 9.5 inches for the packaging. So if you want to display the figure in the package like I have him displayed right now, that's the amount of space that it's going to take up. Well, with that being done and all that out of the way, the only thing now that we have really left to do is take Michelangelo out of the packaging, and let's take a look at the figure itself.
1, 2, 3, 4, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles!
And here you have Michelangelo freed from his packaging with everything he comes with, all 4 interchangeable hands, an extra head, his 2 nunchaku, his component for the nunchakus, I'm guessing, and a grappling hook. I gotta say, the turtles for Best Action, these ones here based on the 87 cartoon, I feel like they all look the same. They all have a very similar look to them. I think Toys Shiz once said that they look like the Shredder's Revenge turtles, which I don't disagree with him, but they still look kind of fun, these little turtles, these little figures, these figs here, right here. So I think they look great. I've seen a lot of reviews on them, and I saw one person bashing the turtle figure, saying that they are absolute worst figures ever made.
Chillax, dude.
I don't really agree with that. But let's go ahead and let's start taking a look at our good friend Michelangelo. Let's take a look at the accessories first and foremost. Actually, no, wait. Before we do that, that's not even true. Let's go ahead and measure Michelangelo. So our Michelangelo is about 4.5 inches tall. And if we compare him, this is what he's going to look like. I'll just move to the side for a minute. So what he looks like next to the original Michelangelo, which apparently is all dusty right now because he hangs out with me in my office. So there he is next to OG Michelangelo. Wait, there's more. We've got, but still in packaging, him next to the 2012 series Michelangelo. So it looks pretty, yeah, about a little bit taller than that figure. The last one to compare him to is a big old package, so we might have to shift Mikey a little bit here. But here he is next to the, here, let's move the camera a bit. There he is next to the 2-pack of the Street Fighter, Michelangelo, and Chun-Li. So as you could tell, if we put him up next to him, he's a lot smaller and a lot less bulky than that figure right there. And that's a figure by Playmates. So the 3 others are by Playmates. All right, well, now that's out of the way. Let's just bring the camera down a bit again. Let's move Mikey back into the forefront. There we go. All right, so now that we've taken a look, we've measured, we have compared him scale and size to other Mikeys that I have in my collection, I think we should go ahead and take a look at the accessories that Michelangelo comes with. Yes, first things first, we have this grappling hook, which I'm not exactly sure what we're supposed to do with this or how to hook that in, because as you'll see in a moment, his hands don't really have any kind of hands that he can use this. So I find that's kind of a useless thing. We do have his signature, which has a piece of tape on there apparently. Let's get that out there. We have his signature nunchaku, which is not on a metal chain, it is on plastic. But I think the majority of the time that Mikey is released, except for some of the Playmates releases, they're on chain. So there's the nunchaku that he comes with. And of course he's got a chock-a-block full of interchangeable hands. So that's why I'm not sure what the grappling hook is going to do, because it's not really going to fit in this hand. It's not going to fit in his hands that he has on his body right now. And then he has 2 closed fisted hands. So I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work. He also comes with this piece here that clips into his belt to store his nunchaku. And then finally, Michelangelo comes with an alternate head sculpt. So a little bit more of an, well, not angrier, but a little more of a attitude looking head. So it's going to be very simple. I'm knocking my camera. You're just going to want to plug this right into here. The moment you plug that right into there you go. You can store the nunchaku on the back of Mikey. You can store them both like that. There you go. Mikey's ready to go, ready to hang out with the nunchaku in the back. And he stands pretty well, I should say, I gotta say. Right now, even with his feet being lopsided, at the moment he was standing pretty well. So there you go, you can kind of see in a little bit of the back, you see it protrudes a little bit, the nunchaku. So that's what that is there for. Now, you're not gonna be able to fit them in these hands because these are more of the relaxed hands. So if you want to get that into one of his hands, you're simply gonna pop out the hand. There we go. And you're going to want to put the gripping hand in. I always have problems sometimes with some of these figures. There you go. You're going to want to pop that in. And then you're going to want to put the nunchaku. This is the problem sometimes with Best Action. Okay. Come on. There we go. It's a little bit of a tight fit, but you're going to want to put the nunchaku in there. And voila! You've got Michelangelo holding his nunchaku. I think, you know, it would have been a really cool opportunity. I rag a lot on Super 7, but I did see Spot review the Thundercats Ultimates at one point, and Panthro, what he came with his nunchaku, his spinning, they had the spinning effect on his accessory, and I thought that would have been really something neat to have with Michelangelo. Would probably be like a spinning nunchaku. That would have been super cool, I think, to see, instead of just a plastic, you know, rubbery nunchaku that just it doesn't even hang down. It's midair, so it's kind of like not realistic. Like when you put him to the side like that, it's not very realistic. It's just chilling there like that. So it leaves a little more desired. I think a chain would have been really nice to have on the nunchaku, or like I said, have one nunchaku like this and the other nunchaku, or you know what, even an alternate nunchaku with Michelangelo to give that spinning effect would have been really nice as well, I think. But that's just a little nitpick on my end. And not everything can be perfect. So yeah, you know, take that out, just store it on the back of Mikey for the time being for the rest of this review. But see what I mean when I say this is that this grappling hook and these hands are so stiff. These hands on the best action figures are very stiff. So I don't know, like, you're not gonna, yeah. That's like the best I can think of. There's not really any way to really put the grappling hook. So I find that this, in my opinion, is kind of a useless accessory. So again, I think they could have swapped out the grappling hook and maybe added in an alternate nunchaku that gives off the spinning effect. I keep talking about it. Anyways, before we get into the articulation, let's just take a look at the alternate head sculpt very quickly, as I showed off before. I like that it's basically the same, almost the same as, let's bring him back in for a moment here, almost the same as the Playmates. So you got the side smirk. I really like that. I think that's something really neat that they added in there. Again, I know he's dusty. I should have dusted him off before doing this review. He hangs out with me at my office at work. All my loose Turtles figures hang out with me in my office. So, but yeah, I thought that was really neat to add the extra head. So if you want to have him looking like the original Playmates figure, there's an option for you right there. Face his head the other way. All right, so let's get into articulation for our friend Michelangelo. Best action. They boast so many points of articulation, but are they always there? Are they always there? Well, first things first, before we get into the articulation, the detailing and the sculpting is very nice. This is a solid piece right here, the mask, so that's good. And they opted to go with the irises, basically like in the cartoons. And the belt looks very good too. Once again, if we can, well, yeah, that's right. I don't have the belt for my Michelangelo. So, best we can do is let's just go ahead and take a look at the belt on that Michelangelo compared to the best action. So, very nicely done on best actions. And even the padding, okay, well, the pads could be a little bit, whatever. They're just, but all in all, I mean, even the turtle shell on the back, if we peer back, turtle shell looks good. There's nothing too wrong that I would say is bad with this figure. The head sculpt is very nice too, but like I said, when I look at the other turtles, they all look the same. So I think for what it's worth, for what you're getting from Best Action, there are some pretty damn good looking figures. But that being said, let's get into the articulation. Head goes up a bit, head goes just up, head turns, but seems a little stiff. So, but when it turns, it kind of like does an upward looking turn. So it's kind of weird. The arms go all the way around. There is somewhat of a butterfly crunch there, but it doesn't really want to apply itself. There's a bicep swivel all the way around, but that's not humanly possible. There's a crunch right there in the elbows for both of them. So you got an elbow crunch there. Hand rotates all the way around. It's supposed to go up and down, but it barely does. Let's see if this hand is the same thing. Yeah, this hand's a little bit better. A little bit better with the up and down. Not really any ab crunch. The thighs are on a swivel. I don't want to break the figure, so let's just do it one at a time. And there we go. So swivel in the thigh. There we go. My gosh, a little bit of a stiff figure. There is a crunch in the knee. And you know what? It actually looks a little bit better. I was going to say in this figure, it looks a little bit better because of the elbow pads and the knee pads. Unlike the other Best Action figures, when you bend them, like you could still see it. But the other Best Action figures is very noticeable. At least you can get away with it a little bit with these chunky knee pads. So that's good right there. And then the feet go down, go up, turn all the way around. And that's pretty much it. They're kind of like on an angle, the feet also. So, yeah. And I think you can also remove the shells, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't want to do that because we don't want to remove anything from our turtle. We want our turtle to stand with pride. Be here with pride. All right, so there we go. So yeah, all in all, decent looking figure, missed opportunities for accessories, but nonetheless, still a good looking figure. Before I put this bad boy on the spinning platform, take a look at some final discussions about Mikey. I'm just moving him to the side very quickly. The reason why I'm doing this is because I mentioned to you before, I'm going to move my camera back and I'm going to move my camera up a bit. So just bear with me, guys.
Michelangelo, he's one of a kind, and he knows where to find it when it's party time.
That's better. I mentioned that I'm going to be taking a look at something at the end of the year once every individual turtle has been taken a look at. My last haul that I got for Ninja Turtles, was it the last year? Somewhere last year? It wasn't this year, I know that for a fact. From Amazon. I got this Comic-Con exclusive. Why, it's so big in this. It's big in the cat. It's big. I can't. Oh boy, okay. This SDCC exclusive Best Action TMNT set, which cases all the turtles from the IDW comic book in black and white. So we're going to take a look at that in the end of the year, depending, because there's 4 of them in here and there's a lot of accessories. This might be a 2-part video. Really might consider doing this a 2-part video, maybe the top 2 and then the bottom 2 together. But I'm really looking forward to reviewing these for you guys. So I just wanted to show you, I know we're kicking off the Turtles reviews, but just wanted to let you know that once all 4 turtles have been looked at, we will be taking a look at the SDCC exclusive. Finally, I'm going to get around to looking at the SDCC exclusive IDW black and white Ninja Turtles. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So stick around for that. Well, there you have it. That's our look today at the Best Action from Loyal Subjects, Los Angeles, Michelangelo, based on the 1987 cartoon. I gotta say, he's an awesome looking figure. He's an awesome character. So of course, I'm always gonna love anything that comes out. I know there's a lot of haters, and we've been through this before. We've had this conversation before. Best Action, where do you stand on them? Are you okay with these little low end collectible figures, or do you prefer the higher end? I'm not going to get into that rant and rave again. I've spoken about it enough that I feel like I get blue in the face when I talk about that other high end company that is taking advantage, especially of Ninja Turtles collectors. But lo and behold, I do have some qualms with this figure. Like I said, the nunchaku. First things first, why is it not on a chain? Plastic. Look, I have him looking right here with the nunchaku in his hand and between his armpit, because that looks good to have him in this pose. But when you have it just like that, it's just sticking up in the air, and that's not realistic. I'm not saying everything needs to be realistic, but if you just have him standing there, it just kind of looks kind of dumb, if you ask me. So maybe a chain would have been nice. Also, the grappling hook, I don't think there's any really need for the grappling hook. I think, like I said, I've said it multiple times before, a nunchaku giving off the look that it's spinning would have been pretty nice too to include. I think that would have been a nice bonus to have instead of the grappling hook. Also, when I was putting him on the platform, this little buckle here to house his nunchakus fell off twice. So it's not that secure. If you're gonna pop it in there, make sure it stays. And again, as I always say with these figures, these are awesome figures. I really like them. They do kind of remind me of those, you know, SH Figuarts figures or whatnot. But the articulation that they boast is not always there. But that's not to say that there isn't good things about this figure. The sculpt looks good. It's very reminiscent of the original Turtles. It's very cartoony, so I do love this. And when you get him into poses, the poses are great. The alternate head is a bonus, because if you're a fan of the old Ninja Turtles toys, well then yeah, that's an amazing head sculpt to have included with Michelangelo. But I don't know, I digress. Am I reaching too much? Am I just nitpicking? Because in today's day and age, we're also used to being spoiled by some of these companies that when little minor things are left out or missed opportunities happen, we have to like mention it. Honestly, I don't think I want to go that route. I'm just saying it would have been nice, but you know what though? For what it is, for the price you pay for these figures, these are incredible figures to have in your collection. I've said it so many times. I think I'm maybe one of the only people on this platform who has been positive about the best action figures. I don't see very many reviews of them. I think the most famous, you know, reviewer on here who has done this has been Toy Shiz, and he seemed to be biased on the situation. So, me personally, I think that they're great. I think that it's worth it if you can go find yourselves some Ninja Turtles figures. I know that they're boasted as also being kind of a kid's figure, but I don't think that's true. I think it's just a lower end, cheaper option for a Ninja Turtle figure. I hate to use the word adult collectors. I think we're just fans of collectors, fans of toys in general. I went to Toys R Us, and I saw that now they're having a policy that you can't bring back Funko Pops, and for adult collectors you can only get 2 per person, because I think now people are picking these things up and they're reviewing them and then they're bringing them back to the store. And Toys R Us is getting a hold of this, and I wouldn't be surprised if GameStop follows suit next. Once again, let me know down below who your favorite Ninja Turtle is, if you've picked these up in your collection, and what you guys thought of these next action figures. I won't keep you any longer than I already have here today. Go about your day. Thank you so much for watching this video in its entirety. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. If you are new to my channel because you love Ninja Turtles, you want to see individual reviews of the Ninja Turtles best action figures, or if you've been watching my videos for quite some time and you haven't already done so, please and thank you, subscribe to my channel. And while you're there, click that bell to be notified whenever I got some brand new content out. Also, guys, if you did like this video, let YouTube know by clicking the thumbs up button. And also, comment down below. Let's talk Ninja Turtles in the comments down below. Go ahead and enjoy your day. Michelangelo is the party dude. He's my favorite. I'm gonna go get my, you know what, I think I'm gonna go have myself a piece of pizza right now and watch some Ninja Turtles. Stay cool, stay nerdy, keep hunting, keep collecting and watching Ninja Turtles. And I'll see you guys in the next time. As always, it's cool if it's nerd cool. Cowabunga!